So, one analyst who's been very vocal about supporting Jake Browning before Jake Browning even started last week was Ryan Leaf. You don't know who Ryan Leaf is? He was the quarterback selected after Peyton Manning in the 1998 draft. He went to the San Diego Chargers, and he's known as one of the biggest draft busts of all times. There was a lot of rumors in that draft that the Colts were going to take Ryan Leaf over taking Peyton Manning. They ended up going with Peyton Manning. Ryan Leaf, apparently he was like an awful person to be in the locker room with. Just wasn't a good guy in that situation. At one point, he got arrested for domestic violence. He was able to get away with no charges, and he got out of that. I'm not sure the whole entire details. I'm not saying he was guilty of anything. I'm just saying there was a domestic violence thing. So he's an interesting character, right? And again, what I've heard from teammates of his is that the guy's kind of cocky, he's a little arrogant, he's kind of like Carson Wentz. I don't know why Carson Wentz took some strays right there. But this is what he had to say about Jake Browning after not only did he win, Jake Browning also won AFC Player of the Week. So, and this is what he had to say. I've seen how much work he's been putting into over the last few years. His money into consulting from a former Bengals quarterback, Jordan Palmer, into getting better as a quarterback. And now he's got the opportunity with Joe going down, unfortunately for Cincinnati, but he has done exactly what he's intended to do. And what we saw play out on Monday Night Football was so special. So special for him and his family. And we were just talking about ESPN before this. You got people on the network who are analysts just like to poo-poo on everything. And that is so true, by the way. Shout out to that fact. This is why I trash on analysts, why I do not like analysts, is why I am very vocal against analysts, is because there are so many analysts out there who literally the only job is just to say, I don't like that guy because the public doesn't like him, or I don't like that guy because he's not Patrick Mahomes, so therefore he sucks. That's like 90% of analysts out there. They have one player they like, who's a very popular player in the NFL that a lot of people like, and their job is to literally say, you know what? He's not good and he's wrong and there's something wrong with him because the public doesn't love him and is not putting money in our pockets. So I agree with Ryan Leaf on this one that is 90% of analysts, not just ESPN. A lot of analysts, period. He played half a game and they're calling him a glorified punter. I haven't heard them call him a glorified punter. I said myself that I thought, he definitely needs some more time to get going because in that Ravens game, he didn't really get much out of it. I mean, the guy at the end of the day, we ran the ball a lot. We didn't really trust him with the ball. I think the Steelers game, you could get a better look at him. But even in the Steelers game, he still looked like a solid quarterback. He just didn't look like a guy that was going to be a game changer in any way. And that's why I said in my video, I said, they're not going to replace him with AJ McCarron. They're going to keep going with him. Unless he has a horrendous day, they're going to keep going with him. And so far, outside of the Jaguars game, all his games have not been horrendous. None of them been bad. They haven't been amazing outside Jaguars game, but they haven't been bad. So I haven't seen anyone call him a glorified punter, but that's interesting. And I wasn't putting up with it, right? I was just like, hey, you don't have to be passive-aggressive about something. I will say, little side note here, Sam Cook, the old Ravens punter from back in the day, he was actually a quarterback in high school, and he's actually 14 out of 15 passing in the NFL. So just because a punter, he's calling someone a punter doesn't mean much because some punters were quarterbacks in high school. Just a little side note there. He was also a linebacker in high school, but that's beside the point. Hey, you don't have to be passive-aggressive about something. You can be an analyst and critique why this is the case. But if you're willing to do that after just a half, so I have had some other receipts on Monday Night Football, and I let them know. You should ask the panel on NFL Live how they trotted a punter out there and beat the 8-3 Jaguars on Monday Night Football. Talk your stuff. I'm advocating for players like anybody would. I want to see success. I know how hard it is, and I couldn't have a game like that. and he's not an NFL caliber starter, nah, that ain't true. All right, so let me kind of break down this whole entire thing. I apologize, I had to read it and there was no video of it, but pretty much the breakdown of everything here is that, yes, Jake Browning is an NFL quarterback, okay? I think that was very clear going into this, no matter what he did, even if he didn't play good on Monday Night Football, it doesn't mean he's not an actual NFL quarterback. To say he's a glorified punter is kind of stupid. But at the same time, these same pundits who are saying that he was trash and awful and garbage are the same ones that are going to say now that he's the best quarterback in the league. It's just, this is how the NFL works and how analysts work and how sports media works in general. That's why I hate sports media so much, is because it's just a cesspool of, well, we hate this guy because he's not popular. We love this guy now because he's popular. Oh, he's not popular anymore. We hate this guy. It's just how it works. I mean, at the end of the day, I will agree with Ryan Leaf here, and I will think, he is saying the truth, but at the end of the day, this is how the analysts work. Because analysts go off views, they go off clicks, they want to make people mad, and when an analyst goes up there and starts talking about Jake Browning being good, the simple fact is, unless the Bengals fans are watching that, they're not going to, want to hear that. And they're like, oh, Jake Browning, what are you talking about? I'm clicking off this show because I want to hear Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback in the NFL. And it's just how it works, right? So, again, like I said, some of these analysts, they're really just, what do they call that mentality? Not view baiting, but they're pretty much just like farming views based on knowing that they're going to either upset people or they're going to say what people want to hear. So I will say overall wise, again, and listen, at the end of the day, we're going to see how he pans out the next 4 weeks. And I think Monday Night Football, and he said it himself pretty much, is that was an outlier, okay? That was an outlier game. That was a crazy great game. It's amazing. But I don't think that's what we can expect every week. What we got to expect every week is kind of a little bit better than what he did in the Steelers game. And the reason why is because every game he's going to get better. He's going to progress farther and farther up the, scales, and he's going to get better over time. But again, yeah, anyone who is saying that he was absolutely trash after those 2 games, I don't think he was trash. I think that he just, was inexperienced. He wasn't at a point where he could go out there and perform at a level of Joe Burrow, and I think a lot of people expected him to. But you have to keep in mind, this guy's a backup. They always say there's a backup for a reason, right? And that's why, a lot of these quarterbacks, when they come off the bench, some of them never played in the NFL like Jake Browning. Some of them have, but a lot of them, sometimes they haven't, and they don't know the game speed, and they don't, they might practice. They could practice every single, day of their life, but it doesn't mean they're going to be ready for the game speed and to make plays and adjust on plays on the fly like that. So again, and I'll give myself, some crap because I didn't say he was trash. I didn't say he was awful, but I definitely wasn't like saying he was going to be great, amazing, and the best quarterback ever. And I guess I still don't believe he will be. I think he still will be in the end once we get to a 4 solid game stretch. I think he can win all 4 games. I think he can be a above average quarterback. And I think that's exactly what we need. We have the roster to win with an above average quarterback. But I don't think, I never thought he was trash though. To say he was trash is kind of bad because it wouldn't really make logical sense when you think about the fact that he is coming from nothing. So it's not like this guy is like, oh, one time he was really good, he was a solid player, and then he's, going down the hill. No, he's coming from absolutely nothing. So overall wise, it is what it is, man. Again, people are going to hate you. People are going to love you. People are going to hate you. People are going to love you. Every single 10 seconds seems like someone's opinion changes when it comes to these sports analysts. They're almost at this point like mindless robots. So with that being said, I've said this many times, I'll say again, we are here to support Jake Browning. He is our quarterback moving forward. I think he has proven to everyone that he can be a starting quarterback in the NFL, and he can be a starting quarterback for us. So he's going to be the starting quarterback the rest of the season, and everything is going to hopefully work out perfectly like we want it to. Super Bowl bound Jake Browning. That's how I look at it. Peace out, guys.